Hi everyone, it's me, your host, the one and only Derek, and
and the one and only Nemo.
welcome back to Conversation Corner.
Yes,
today we are going to handle a topic that is about beliefs, goals, what else?
interests and
Interests
values
and values. Yes,
in relationships.
and friendships also. Because they can be affected.
When we talk about relationships, we're talking about the friendships and also the romantic ones.
Yes.
So, Derek,
Yes.
where do we start? Do we start with the interests or do we start with values?
Values.
Values, okay.
Very important. Yes.
What do you have to say about values?
How values are perceived by an individual, it's how they were brought up and they were instilled in them at a young age.
Yes.
Values like honesty, integrity.
Truth.
Yes.
Yes, these are values and they make up your character as a human being, as a person.
Yes.
So it is the who you are, really. Yes, and there are so many values out there.
So many.
So, and these values affect, should I say they affect how we choose our people?
They do. Actually, they do. If you are an honest person and you meet a person who is dishonest, who lies a lot, you will be apprehensive on how you interact with that person because you know you cannot trust whatever they're saying. They're not honest.
That's true.
Yes.
So when you're choosing your person, look at their values. It is very important to understand their values, and also we will share how you look at these things and how you can get them from the beginning. So yeah, that is values. Should we go to beliefs?
Yes, let's go to beliefs also.
So beliefs are ideas of who we are or how we see the world. An example is we have so many types of beliefs.
I think we can categorize them into two.
Okay.
Cultural beliefs and also spiritual beliefs. Yes.
That's true. And also education. Sometimes also education maybe can bring in some beliefs.
Yeah. When I talk about cultural beliefs, I mean based on your culture, where you come from. Background, for example, Luyas have different cultures, Kikuyus have different cultures, Kisis have different cultures, and sometimes those cultures may differ. And if you find a partner from two different cultures, sometimes they might not align. Yes.
But then I agree. And my question now would be, do you think, number one, two people from different cultures can go ahead and date?
Yes, they can. First and foremost, the only thing that matters in the relationship is mentality. How do you go into that relationship with a positive mentality, knowing that this will work and I want to make it work, or you do not want to make it work, despite the cultural differences? Yes, people can interact from different cultures and they can make it work. I've seen people who are from different cultures and they make it work perfectly.
Okay. Yeah, another thing about culture I'd like to bring about is there's a time me and Derek were talking about gizzards.
Yes.
From his community, gizzard goes to
the man of the house, the head. Yes.
And to what I've seen, I don't know if it's our culture though, but what I've seen is gizzard goes to the children. So now, assuming we are married, and you find me serving gizzards to our children, how will that one go? You see, these are the kind of things.
Yes. You see, there are some cases. If a man is petty, not understanding, they will cause a lot of issues on such a trivial matter. It's a trivial matter which can be solved quite easily by just communication. Because these cultural differences are things that you can communicate about and come to an agreement on how to handle them. Yes.
I agree. Communicate these things.
Yes.
I've seen a couple. Let me talk about a certain couple I saw. Okay, I've seen different dynamics. Doesn't mean that this is the only way. Because let's use the example for gizzard. To you, it is important.
Yes.
In that a man should be given. So what I've seen that couple do when they go to their home, their village, because they've had this prior discussion.
Yeah.
The man would communicate to the wife and say, whenever you're serving the gizzard, make sure it's either on my plate or a man's plate.
Yeah? Or on our father's plate.
On our father's plate.
Yes.
Yes. And then when they're at home in their town, maybe Nairobi, somewhere where it's not very traditional, they can choose to give it to the children. Even the wife can eat.
Yes.
So I've seen that kind of dynamics. It's a matter of just having that conversation and that agreement.
Yeah. Some of the cultural differences are actually very minute. They shouldn't matter. But in most cases, they tend to cause friction in some relationships just because the partners do not communicate. They do not want to air out their grievances so that they can know how better to handle them.
Derek, I feel like people do not know how to communicate.
Yeah. Actually, in most cases, the men have communication problems in relationships. Yeah. You get that a man has an issue, but they will suffer in silence.
But also I've seen also some ladies, we don't know how to communicate properly. If we apply blaming, you don't know how. You never you
did not do
you do not do this. I think Derek can relate. But you see, that's not effective communicating.
Yes.
Where there is constant blaming. So it should be, I would like if you could do da 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 because it makes me feel da 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 da.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that is more, and we'll have that discussion on communication so that you can see how do you communicate to your partner. Because sometimes for the man, I feel like maybe the way a woman can communicate can make him competitive. Let me use that one in quotes. Because a man will feel, now she's challenged me. Let's get this moving. What do you think, Derek?
Well, how you communicate can make the man feel encouraged or discouraged. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And when he's discouraged, do you think he will do what you want him to do, or he'll make it more difficult?
Actually, in most cases, when a man is discouraged, they retreat into their shell. Yes.
Making life more difficult.
Making life more difficult.
Yes.
Even in matters where you're supposed to come in and chip in, they become a yes sir kind of people. I want this, yes. Okay.
No problem.
Okay, no problem.
I got you.
Whatever you say.
Oh, goodness.
Just so that they can finish that conversation and move on.
Okay.
Yes.
It makes a lot of sense. So yeah, communication is also
very important. Yeah.
And we'll talk about it in the near future.
Yes.
Okay, so those are beliefs.
Yeah,
Do you have anything to add there?
Yeah, but I think some of those cultural beliefs that were given to us, you see, they had the hidden meaning behind them. Yes. I'll give you an example. Yeah, according to our culture, it was actually a taboo to sweep at night or even to cut your nails at night. They will tell you that if you cut your nails at night, your auntie will die. Or if you sweep at night, you are shortening your mother's life. But you see, the hidden meaning is back in the day, nails were cut using razor blades. There were no nail cutters. And the lights were these koroboi. You remember koroboi? Do you know koroboi? Hey, cool kid. You are a cool kid. You don't know what a koroboi is.
You know, honestly, I've been born and raised in Nairobi.
Wow.
So I don't know some of these things. Unless you share with me. What is koroboi?
Do you remember that lantern?
The gas.
Not gas, kerosene. Kerosene lamps.
Kerosene, yeah, the old one.
Yes.
Yeah, I know it.
Yeah, now the one that didn't have that glass, it was only a wicker that goes into a small can. Now that contains kerosene, and now you light that wicker. Don't worry, I will show you what a koroboi looks like.
Okay.
So you see, when you are using that light of the koroboi, it's not bright enough. And imagine now you're cutting your fingernails at night. It's easy for you to injure yourself. Yes. And using the same concept, when you are sweeping at night, the light is not good enough for you to see. You might sweep something that is important and throw it away.
Oh, so that's why
But they will tell you you're shortening your mother's life. Just hidden meaning so that at least you don't do some of those things, because you will lose something important, you will injure yourself. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Even
let me see. Do I know one for Kikuyu? I know the one for, we call it kanyoni. I don't know if you heard the kanyoni is a bird. And every time your parents left you at home, they would come and tell you in the evening, the bird has told me you did 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
But in real sense, the people you are left with, either in the house or for someone, is the one who told your parents what you are doing.
Yes.
So to safeguard them in a way that you don't have resentment.
Yes. They don't tell you so and so.
Yeah. So you blame the bird.
Yes.
And because you know you can't catch the bird and beat it up.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I get it.
Even we are told that there's how would I call it, an ogre that used to roam our villages at night. And if it finds a child outside, they had a sack on their back, they carry you and they put you on the sack, they go with you and go eat you. That would scare us as children.
To stay outside at night.
You cannot stay outside at night. You stay indoors. It just encouraged children to be home early enough. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That one is a good one. I think most communities had the ogre
stories.
Yeah, so that's about beliefs. So we go to the goals.
Now that is one very important aspect in relationships.
More than values.
I did not say more. I said very important. Yes.
Why do you say it's important?
I believe a man should have goals that he would like to achieve in life. Yes. And also a woman should have their own goals. But being a man, your goals tend to determine the direction of the relationship in most cases. Yes. So if you get a man who doesn't have any goals, sometimes that relationship does not go far.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Have you heard there is a trend on TikTok right now? Men with feminine energy. Have you heard of that?
No.
Men with feminine energy. You know, feminine energy is different from masculine energy. Masculine energy is supposed to have a vision, a goal, where we're going. But nowadays, you find men, they don't have visions.
They're just
there. They're becoming women. Feminine energy.
My parents, my father would say, "Unakaa tu there."
Yeah, I've also had that one. Yeah, it's very true.
Yeah. So goals are very important in relationship, be it financial, be it spiritual,
not emotional. Physical
goals. Yes. Where you want to be at a particular time, what you would like to achieve. if it is owning a piece of land somewhere, doesn't matter. If you are not yet there financially, you need to have that vision so that you are able to work towards achieving that vision.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah. And normally what I tell ladies, do not date a man without a vision. He's taking you nowhere but ditches.
You waste your time.
Yeah, exactly. Because you try and put this vision on a person who has no vision, or they are comfortable with where they are.
Yes. And there's nothing as bad as being comfortable with where you are.
Exactly. So please look out for people with visions, or you're going nowhere.
Yeah. Goals. Very important.
Very important. And then even I think there is a scripture that says a person without a vision is as good as gone, or as good as dead. Why? Because they don't know where they're going. They're just meandering everywhere. Yeah. You try this, you try that, you try that. You're wasting a lot of time doing all these tryings. Yeah. Yeah. So have a vision, have a goal.
Yes.
Very important. Yes. And also, let me bring up something else. You said, I like what you said. A man should have a vision and a woman should have a vision.
Yes.
And when you come together as relationship partners, you should work to help each other achieve your visions. Not one partner, because I've seen these complaints online as well, where one partner is saying, I wasted my entire years trying to help this person, so be spot relationships where you can easily help each other. It's not one person pushing one person to achieve their goal.
Yeah. It happens that in some cases, once a partner has helped the other achieve certain goals, they end things. And that is where I saw somebody commented, dust is constant.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, dust is constant, Nairobi.
Yeah, it is very constant. Huh?
Yeah, somebody commented that. Thank you for the comment. Yego, we know you, we've seen you.
Yes.
Yes.
Which is also true, but I believe in a relationship, first and foremost is the mentality that you go in that relationship with. If you go in a relationship with the mentality that I want to make this work with this person, and the other person also has the same mentality, that relationship will work.
It will definitely work.
Yes.
Don't be hard-headed.
Yeah. So you just need to find somebody with whom you are at par in terms of the relationship and goals.
Let me add on to something.
Yes.
Friendships and goals and visions. I've seen so many friendships. I'm sure, Derek, by now, where we are, we have friends.
Yes.
When we started, we have the same vision. We achieved those visions. Then, because they lacked another vision, our friendship somehow started
fizzling.
Yes.
Yeah.
So also make sure when you're looking also for friends and even somebody you can date, they just don't have maybe one vision. I feel like they should want to improve constantly
at all times.
At all times.
Yes.
Yeah. It is good to have that.
Yeah, actually have quite a few friends, very few. And sometimes when we get into contact, we don't talk often, but when we get into contact, you get to catch up and see so far, how far have we come from where we started and how far have we reached.
Keeping track of, your progress.
Some of the progress, some of the achievements that we've made. It might be small, but it is an achievement. Yes.
Yeah, it is very necessary.
Yes.
That is actually very true.
And if you find the friends that are comfortable with their current position, you will also get comfortable with the current position. So show me your friends and I'll tell you who you are.
Yes. That's very
So it's important to surround yourself with also people who are trying to always grow.
Another thing I'd like to add on goals.
Yes.
If you find friendships that you have the same goal, but over time you realize people are comfortable, don't push people.
Yeah.
Let them be. Let them be where they are because they're already comfortable where they are. Don't push people. You move aside and have another new vision and move with it.
Yes, continue working on yourself.
Yes, because the way we are made, you can't push people. I can't come and tell Derek do this, and it is also very exhausting.
Yeah.
Yeah, and people are different until they themselves
wake up and decide.
Yeah, they want.
I need to change. You remember the sayings that said that let the sleeping dog lie.
Continue lying.
Yes. If you wake it up, it will bite you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. Let that person be where they are. Don't feel bad. It is a journey they have chosen.
Yes.
You move on with your journey. Okay, so that is goals.
Yes.
The next one is interests. Derek is laughing because he knows for me interest is neither here nor there. But this is how people choose each other.
Yes.
Through common interests.
Yeah.
Interests are things we like to do, hobbies.
Yeah.
We like to basketball, we like to sing, we like to watch football, we like to watch certain movies. I mean, those are interests.
Yeah. So actually, most relationships started by people meeting outside when they're doing certain activities, and we get that we do so much. We have similar interests, and the friendship now develops. Yes, and it develops into a relationship. But then you get other issues along the way.
Yes, because you only chose interests. Yes. Interest, I feel like interests are moldable,
yes,
changeable,
yeah,
and they can evolve to so many things.
Yes.
Let me give you an example of a couple I know. The lady, when they met, of course, men like to take women for coffee.
Yeah.
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 For dates, first date, coffee date. So the guy was like, okay, let me take you somewhere where I like and see how you want, or how if you like it. So the lady was like, okay, where are you taking me? And then the guy was like, let me take you to painting. What is this called when you're going to a painting, a gallery? And the lady was very hesitant, but she tried. Now things flipped. She ended up liking galleries more than even the man. So you see, what we're trying to say is interests can be molded, changed in any direction.
Even you get in cases where people started a relationship and they have different interests. They get to learn and they find that I can also, to make this relationship work, I can also try and learn some of her interests or his interests so that at least we can have something to do together.
Now, me, my interests are very weird.
Okay. It's so weird. Okay.
Me, I like extreme sports.
In Kenya, there's extreme sports.
Yes, there's extreme sports, Derek.
Yeah.
You can go to Sagana to jump off cliffs, and call Jesus names as you go down.
Me, never. There's one thing.
One thing I didn't bring out.
There's one thing that I have never had the courage to face: my fear of heights.
So now,
oh my goodness,
if you meet such a woman,
yes,
would you support her by you said you try?
Yes.
You said you have to have an open mind.
Yes.
Yeah.
Continue. I will answer you.
So
yes.
Since she likes, example, personally, bungee jumping, would you support that and go bungee jump, or even paragliding. Oh, beautiful. I have seen videos of this. I want to try it one day, where you just go in the sky and you paraglide. Eh?
I will support her 100%.
Oh, that's nice.
I will be there emotionally, mentally, but I'll be waiting on the ground for them to land. If they're jumping from a cliff, I'll be on the lowest point of that cliff, waiting for them to land for safely, praying for them to land safely.
Oh, goodness. So there are some interests that are very...
My friend, my fear of heights.
Maybe you should start small.
I tried actually.
Oh, okay.
There is a time, I have a friend of mine. He came home, we were trying to set up a network at our home, and so there was something that was supposed to be set up on the roof of the house. Yes, on the roof of the house. And he climbed up and he forgot some things, and he asked me, "Can you bring them up to me?" I could climb the ladder very well, but now leaving that ladder and getting on the roof, it was the longest period of my life. I could just see myself falling. He's never let me forget that one.
So in short, what we are saying is,
Yes.
Not all the time a person will support.
No, not all the time.
But we'll be there praying for
Yes.
you,
I'll be there with you emotionally, spiritually,
but not
not
physically.
physically.
I like that one. It's good for the audience to
Yeah.
because they are the ones who are going to be having those elections.
Yes.
Yeah, so sometimes also our interests might not align, but it is important. You know what we've talked about? It is important that your spouse or your person supports you.
Now, let me ask you a question. Do you like snakes? Imagine
But I
now.
would actually try.
Hell no.
What? The one I see people putting on their...
Hell no. Not on me. When I see a snake, I see I start looking for a stick to kill it. And you are telling me to put it on my shoulder. Why?
They say not all snakes are poisonous.
I know they're not poisonous, all of them, yes. But a snake is a snake. Doesn't matter whether it's poisonous or not, it is still a snake.
Okay, like I said, I'm into extreme.
Have you ever felt the fear that radiates from deep within the bones? The one that shakes you from within the bones. I cannot put a snake on my body.
Okay,
No way.
Trying. You see now, if I do it, I'll try. If it starts squeezing me, I'll scream. And that is why there's a game ranger next to me.
No, thank you.
And also scientists have said maybe it's not poisonous, so why not? We can try.
I know it's not poisonous. Yeah, but I fear snakes. I fear heights.
But how do you get rid of the fears? It's facing those fears.
Yeah, I'm not ready.
Okay.
I'm not ready to face those fears.
Okay.
I'm too young to die.
Okay. Maybe you should start by ziplining.
That is a story for another day.
But it is beautiful. I have done it very long, very high, very beautiful. Very beautiful. One day I'll talk to your wife, tukufunge macho, mikono, tell you surprise.
My friend.
Ujipate kwa zipline. We move along.
We will need a bulldozer to move me.
You won't know. Yes, but I mean, now you can see the dynamics of having interest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is also something else to consider. Now, Derek.
Yes.
How do our viewers determine these things? I think interests are very easy to know. Because we usually talk about our interests.
Yes.
But how do our viewers know about somebody's values, somebody's visions, and somebody's beliefs? Because those ones, they come out with time. Yeah?
Now, one thing that I've noticed in this current generation, people are forgetting one very important step in relationships. Dating. Dating is where you get to know your partner, you get to know who they are, you get to know some of the beliefs they have, and you get to know everything about them. But nowadays, people are forgetting that step.
Now let me even complicate it. What is dating? Because people don't know what dating is. I have managed to talk to some people and were like, "Hmm? Dating? What is dating?" Because they skip all that entire process and they go now to intimacy.
Yeah.
They skip. So now, what is dating? Maybe we need to clarify what dating is and how it helps us to view these aspects we are talking about.
Yeah, I think you are the best person to define
the dating.
Yes.
Okay, so for me, the way I understand dating or what dating is a period where you're vetting. It's a vetting process.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me not use sampling.
So it's basically an interview.
Yeah, sampling is dangerous. I've met people who told me they are sampling each other. It's the vetting.
Yes.
Vetting is what he has said. It is an interview process, and during the interview process, I always say if you can date more than 2 people, actually more than 1 person. And dating is not intimacy. This is where you go for the things we've been talking about. Yes. Use those interests like coffee, bungee jumping. Use those interests to go museum, to go and vet the people. Yes. Now, why am I saying? Do you think people should date more than 1 person?
Well,
coming from a man. Let me hear this one.
Yes, I think people should date more than 1 person.
Do you think men date more than 1 person?
I know men date more than 1 person.
And the reason why I'm asking him these questions is because I've realized ladies date 1 person, they put all their energy there, their emotions, and they become trapped.
Yeah.
And then later,
they start finding now our beliefs don't match.
Our values are matching. Ladies, if a man asks you for a date, go. Even if there are 10 of them, go. Go have that coffee and figure out who this person is.
Yes. But please hold off on intimacy first of all.
Thank you. Thank you, Mosifoya. So hold that because you cannot have the correct judgment when you start being intimate.
Yes.
That's the reason why dating is here. So now that we've defined dating and people understand dating, let's talk about how dating helps us to determine people's values, goals, and beliefs. So subscribe, like, comment.
Catch you on the next one.
Asanteni. Bye-bye.